What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage, and we are back today with a Dark Dimension 6 update video here, starting off now the legendary nodes where we are allowed the Horsemen and Apocalypse. So it's going to be the same 5 characters I've utilized in the past 2 nodes, with the addition of my baby Apocalypse being Omega Red, Phoenix, Black Cat, Nova, and Shuri. So having said that, guys, definitely excited to get started to see how this team does. Let's get right to it. I'm really liking how with this one too, we have the additional characters, so that way we can pivot with both Shuri and Phoenix. I think having both of them on at the same time could make our team a bit squishier, so I opted to use Phoenix first, starting things off, just because both her and Apocalypse are going to be able to get their refreshes for cooldowns if they fall, and that's kind of what you want to do, right? Especially in the very beginning here, where we might need some more damage output to take down some key enemies. So starting things off, there's a very powerful Darkhold team that we're obviously up against, mixed in with members of Death Seed and a Squirrel Girl to actually provide some heal and sustain as well. We need to be strategic in these initial attacks here, just to make sure we're taking down key characters. So Agatha Harkness, Dark Beast, Nemesis, they're really good ones that we should be aiming for. But as you can see, I start things off by controlling Nemesis first, and as well also applying the ability block on Heartless, so that way we're taking down we're controlling some of their heavy damage dealers and focusing on the Apocalypse on Agatha, so that way she won't be getting her abilities off. And here we go. Absolutely love how much damage Phoenix does. Even with her stats being lower, her ability scales with HP, and that's why she's going to be a really heavy hitter, as we've seen in the last 2 nodes as well. And then finish things here with an ability block on Squirrel Girl, and we're in a really awesome position to be. As you can see, most of them having a control over them, and this is exactly what we want to do. Even though we didn't need it, activating Nova's ultimate just to give us some supportive buffs, because we just don't know what waves are coming, and we just want to be ready when need be. And then I did opt to ability block Wong here, just that way he's not getting his taunt, and everybody has debuffs, and we're in a really good spot here to finally start cleaning up some of these characters. So here we go. I actually opted to take down Dr. Strange Heartless, and again, just be mindful of the turn meter rewind that's coming up for characters, and that can help you kind of focus on which ones to target before they get their turn. And 19 out of 22 enemies. A Quicksilver does spawn actually with a vision, so now we want to be careful and start cleaning up some of these characters, as well as a Sunfire also spawning in place with Abomination. Now, if you guys are watching this, I probably would save abilities here, because you'll see pretty shortly here how fast some of their burst damage is. Chances are you may not be able to make any moves besides using your basic ability. 2 of our allies went down just like that, so you probably want some of these guys to use their abilities on you, so that helps us out for next wave. As you can see, especially with Quicksilver, just look at how much damage he's doing. He's definitely going to be a priority target in the next attack here. And just like that, first attempt, that's all right. Now we're going to be setting up here for the next attack. And wow, right away our Phoenix activates with her special, so that's exactly why we want to keep using her and Apocalypse, guys. So the Black Cat special on Quicksilver to slow him down. He's definitely going to be a priority in this second attack here. Ability blocking Sunfire buys us a little bit more time, heals up Phoenix. We finally clean up there with Squirrel Girl, but remember that it's going to be that left side that we want to take care of, especially them being damage dealers. Wong can just chill for the ride here, but you can see this Quicksilver absolutely just hits like a truck, so we really want to be landing the Apocalypse ultimate on him ideally in this second attack, and then making slow but continued progress, and especially since some of these guys are having quite a bit of burst damage. And with 2 of our allies down, you want to be smart with resources, right? Don't use your abilities if you know that this attack is coming to an end soon. So that's why we do conserve, especially Omega Red. He didn't really get a chance to use his abilities this attack, but that's okay. He's gonna be ready for the next one. And we were able to take down Quicksilver, so that was a big win here. But again, these enemies can just hit so hard, so you really do have to take that chance for them to use their abilities. Third attack here, we actually decide to bring in Shuri now, just to get some defense up, bring our energy back up, and switch things up well with the Phoenix here. That way, it switches it up as well, just gives us a different kind of feel for the strategy. Now we can go ahead, clean up Sunfire here, and ideally, I think a good one with this one is I opted not to use Apocalypse's abilities, because we're going to be saving it actually for the next wave, especially with more characters coming. We want to be mindful of that. Now, Doctor Strange is a good one to ability block here just because he can bring back some of the fallen allies that we've already taken care of. So that's why it is a good idea to control him. And then as well, just applying debuffs here and there. But remember, we didn't use Apocalypse's ultimate yet just because we're saving it for the next wave drop. So you really want to be mindful of resources and just being aware that obviously there's going to be some more characters coming. There we go. The ability block on Wong prevents him from taunting, but as well finishing up finally Doctor Strange, and we're in a pretty good spot, especially with these 4. There we go. Vision goes down, and then it should be just these 3 here, and keeping these guys all pretty quite low, so that way if there is any surprises, we're able to clean up quite easily. And here we go. This is where the drop happens, and that's why we want to maintain, Wong at a decent level. We didn't really care about Phantom X, but this next wave does actually have a Dazzler and Gambit, that synergy of Unlimited X-Men with another Sunfire. Hence why we save the abilities, because we want to make this really meaningful in this attack now. Boom, the ability block on Dazzler and applying Nova Special on Gambit. It controls 2 problematic characters on this wave, so now we're in a really good position to take advantage of Apocalypse's abilities and using his empowered state as well. We're going to keep on controlling Dazzler, finally get back to Apocalypse, and aiming for the Gambit. So really, he didn't really get any turns with the passive attacks, and that's essentially what you want to be aiming for, especially with him synergizing the rest of this Unlimited X-Men team. So we're making really good progress, still controlling that Dazzler, just really preventing her from being able to do anything, and these debuffs have been huge. We get a chance actually to activate Nova's ultimate, because I figured, 10 enemies remaining, we got some time to do a number on this and build up energy, but I was not expecting Black Cat to fall, actually, so that was kind of unfortunate. And after some time, losing Black Cat really took away from our damage. So you can see we didn't really do too much after that, just because her bleeds do so much. So at this point, you're better off just saving the basic abilities, because we know we're going to be needing another attempter for sure. And that really funny is that I was able to get off another Apocalypse ultimate because we built up so much energy over time. So able to at least do some damage there. Yeah, just adding some additional damage on She-Hulk, but that's okay. Now we're going to be going in for a strong attack. Similar to what we did in the previous attacks, we just want to be controlling Dazzler. She's got a lot of supportive buffs for this Unlimited X-Men team, and focusing She-Hulk as well. Just working off of the damage that we did from the previous attempt here. So pretty quickly here, you're going to notice that one of these guys drop at 8 at 22, and it does actually spawn the last and final wave. So that's why we activated Apocalypse's ultimate there. Just a really good timing. And then it's another Quicksilver that you want to be aiming for just because of his damage. And again, we don't want to be getting hit by him, so that is why we go full on tilt of just focusing and taking him down. And once he's taken care of, you can definitely get a sigh of relief, just because he's for sure the most prominent damage dealer. But we're still, left dealing with this mixture here of Unlimited X-Men and Gamma on top of Squirrel Girl providing the support capabilities. And gosh, absolutely love it when Phoenix is taken care of, especially the amount of damage she can do. And all of her cooldowns reset, just similar to Apocalypse if she does fall too. So just some much needed damage that we can use, and especially when it's scaled so significantly across all the enemies. Unfortunately, we do lose Black Cat in the center there, and we're seeing that this is getting pretty close here, but as well, being mindful of cooldowns, there's still some damage dealers like the Abominations and Hulks that can do really good work. 2 allies down, so we figured at this point there's probably going to need to be one last final attack to build up energy, which is a good spot to be in, especially when there's only a few enemies remaining. For that reason, bringing in Shuri is a really good idea, because she can give defense up and energy just to help build up for the next node, right? So it's absolutely huge, especially when we want to start off, notably the last node being one of the hardest nodes in Dark Dimension 6. We just want to be very mindful of that. I think controlling the Abomination and Brawn is a good idea, so that way they can't get their capabilities in terms of defense and damage. But Hulk, at least thankfully, was really close to being taken care of, so we take care of him easily. And now it's just leaving and working on these characters. And good news is there are some healers like Brawn and Squirrel Girl that we do want to leave for the end here, just because they can help us build up energy. Now, it wasn't part of my original game plan, but Squirrel Girl being weaker, I just cleaned up there. But I mean, ideally, she was a good one to leave at the end, but it just so happened with the bleeds and everything that it was just easier to just wipe her off the board here. And at this point, yeah, both the Phantom X's and Brawn were left behind. So just because they're the lowest damage dealing characters, so you should be in a pretty good spot, you know, the moment you get to these last 4 or 5. And then again, now we have full energy ready to go, and we're starting off the next node in the best position possible. And keep in mind, because Phoenix went down in the last node, she's gonna have all her cooldowns in her original form. So we have everybody in full energy and cooldowns ready to go. Yeah, and ideally, Phantom X should be the very, very last character, just because I think Braun's a little bit more problematic. He can, you know, obviously keep healing and so forth. So that was a good way to end things off here. So this is, yeah, the first node for the Apocalypse Legendary Horseman, but the second last node, and we only got one more node left, guys. So super, super exciting, obviously, to see that it was only 5 attacks. But even with this team that is less popular, we were conserving resources and did really exceptionally well. So as per usual, I want to show you guys my ranking. Yeah, ideally the goal is to obviously hit top 1500, top 2000 would be really cool, especially being free to play. Yeah, the numbers are glitching out. Oh, there we go. So there, my ranking, 1302 right now, with 93% completion. And it's always fun to just click on a character's players near me and see where their TCP lands. That player is 40 million. We're around 30, so it's always interesting and fun to check out. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you as always. Do appreciate you all following along. Thank you as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.